Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel, and I just wanted to add a little more to the rant that I have on the way Microsoft is handling Windows 11 and the communications or lack of communications. This is crazy when you think about it, that one day they say something, next day they say a different thing, and it's very, very bizarre to do it like that. One of the things that I was thinking about the communications that they give out, and they say, well, there won't be any updates, and maybe not, security updates. One of the things that I think we probably would have as a problem here is the fact that it would be for Microsoft extremely dangerous not to provide security updates to Windows 11 for unsupported hardware, because I think that would put them into a position where they could be liable for lawsuits, I would guess, because of these security problems that it gives out. It's really bizarre. Why do you let people test software if you can't let them update for security, especially? One of the things about this also shows the lack of communication. Microsoft is clearly showing that they are incapable of saying something. They are incapable of being clear about something. And it really is crazy because, right now, Microsoft is at a position where Windows 10 is hugely dominant. It is on 1.3 billion devices. And we're moving ahead into something else. And Windows 11 is that new system that they're going to push. And there's going to be a lot of people on Windows 11. But what is happening here is that you are frustrating a lot of people also at the same time. You frustrated the people on the first announcement with the minimum requirements. You then kind of apologize a little bit and saying, well, we'll see. We're going to test it out in the insider rings and see if it is going to continue and if we're going to change something. Came back, said, no, we're not changing anything. Actually, the only thing they added is a few specific processors on the 7th generation. So it's not even 7th generation, the whole 7th generation that's added. It's specific processors in the 7th generation, which is probably to save their own ass, because the processors add, of course, their own device, like the Surface 2 device that was not able to move on to Windows 11 because it didn't have minimum requirements for the processor. The problem with that is that they could have included a whole class of 7th gen anyways. First of all, the second, they kind of maintain the same minimum requirements. It hasn't really changed. But they tell you, well, if you install with the image, with the ISO, you'll be able to still have Windows 11 running on an unsupported state. So that pleased a lot of people, because a lot of tech enthusiasts, for example, were coming in and saying, hey, this is cool. I'm gonna be able to go to Windows 11 even if my machine, there might be some things that I might not be able to do. And the next day they come back and once again they throw a rock, and it's like, you're not going to be supported. You're going to get Windows updates. This effect on its user base is going to be terrible. It is creating a major problem. Microsoft Windows is not the dominant moneymaker for Microsoft today. But Microsoft still makes many billions of dollars with Windows. It is still a big money maker. It is still something they have to take care of. In the past year, one of the things that we noticed is that there seemed to be a lack of interest in Windows. Remember all those keynotes in the first years of Windows 10 where it seemed that Windows 10 was that thing. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have so many new features, and it's going to be that operating system everybody wants. But it moved from that to being, okay, we just have little cumulative updates. There's not a lot happening. And the more we continued, and especially in the last year, we were in a mode where Microsoft seemed to not even be interested in talking about Windows. Every keynote they did was they barely mentioned it most of the time. And suddenly they come up with, hey, look at that, we have Windows 11, that shiny new operating system, and it gets everybody excited for a moment. But that moment didn't last long when the minimum requirements, because, once again, the lack of information. What was the basic minimum requirements? They said, just 64 bits dual core processor. Oh, wow, a lot of machines are going to be able to run Windows 11. They even had a statement that said, machines running Windows 10 are going to run Windows 11. Okay, well, it's because when you looked at the actual minimum requirements, that wasn't true from the start. Just shows you, even then, they just can't talk clearly. They just can't say the things the way they are. They just blurt out tons of little things of, this is how, this is what, this is the minimum, this is the... And it's when you take everything together, you start to understand, it's like, oh, okay. So the party was over quite soon, and everybody started ranting. I mean, come on, Microsoft. This communications problem, you've had that for ages. I think Microsoft is one of the worst companies in terms of talking to people and trying to tell us exactly the straight dope of what everything is. And it continues. But now it continues with controversy over controversy and with a new operating system, which is driving people mad. I think Microsoft needs to understand one thing. Chromebooks are getting extremely popular. There's a reason for that. Chromebooks, I got mine. I got mine on Friday. All I can say is Chromebooks are the easiest thing to operate in the world. And I'm going to have some videos talking a little bit about Chromebooks and what they are this week, thanks to the Chromebook that I got here. And if you are not able to communicate well, if you are not able to talk properly about all of this, you know what? Well, people are moving away. One of the things that Windows 11 they wanted to do is try to bring people, because Windows is mostly an enterprise thing. When you look at the percentage of all the computers running Windows 10, the vast majority are enterprise PCs. Enthusiasts are a smaller chunk of Windows, but there's still a lot of them out there. There are a lot of people running Windows. And you are right now creating this moment where you're frustrating a big majority of the people base. That Windows 11 is supposed to unite and have everybody around. I'm sorry, Microsoft. Wake up and talk. And have somebody assigned to saying the right thing, because it's unacceptable. And the other unacceptable thing is that instead of having an official press release, they go to very specific people giving little details here and there of what is coming up. That also is unacceptable. You do an official press release that this is Windows 11, this is the minimum, this is how it's going to work. Here's the clear, because now we're uncertain. They say, well, there won't be Windows updates. Well, security, still that isn't clear. It's dumb. Why is everything unclear? Why is it that you can't just say things so we understand that this is the way it is? This is the way it's going to go. Thank you. Come on, Microsoft. Wake up, okay? If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe. Give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.